Nityananda ki Jai, Sankirtan Jagya ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Lord Govind Swami Shri Gurudeva ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Wow, you're very enthusiastic today. Jumping and dancing. It's very nice to see all of that. Hare Krishna. Who gave you that t-shirt, man? It's like 5 times too big. You must have got that from me or something. So yesterday my watch stopped. And I said, okay, I have to keep talking. I didn't talk enough. Then I realized I talked for 4 hours. Did you guys notice that? And I said, wow, 4 hours. So then today I thought in the morning, I already talked to everybody yesterday for 4 hours. I took so much of your time. And then I was thinking maybe I don't have to talk today. And then Guru Krishna said, no, you have to talk today. You have to see everybody before you leave today. So I was supposed to thank you for coming, and I was supposed to give this whole speech the last time, and somehow or other we got on some other heavy-duty topics, right? But I do really want to thank you because of your coming and taking the trouble to come, but also that you're trying to understand what my Gurudev was trying to teach us. And then he asked me to help everybody share that information with them. And because it is so absolute and it's so strict and it's so exacting science, most people, they're not interested in that. So the fact that you know what it is that we're talking about, and yet you still keep coming back, it must mean that that message is very important to you on your soul platform. And that's why I'm always joking with you that, oh, you came back? After all of these classes, sometimes in Russia I would say, you know, to Devaki, maybe I was too heavy. I said to Ambarisha, they said, no, they love it. They want it like that. Really? Yes, they're waiting. When are you going to be like this? So then I felt, okay, they want it like a heavy sauce, you know. Otherwise, they're like, this is not so important thing. So when you're heavy and you have a lot of faith and confidence, that's what we need. Otherwise, if the Guru's like, well, I hope so, I'm thinking it's like that. Gurudev, are you going to bring us back to Godhead? Boy, I hope so. It's like we're being asked to literally risk every last thing and being prepared to, you know, die on the battlefield. And then the Guru's like, boy, I hope so. It's not exactly like giving you confidence, isn't it? So if we have real faith and realization and strength in that faith, that is what can be shared. Otherwise, how you can tell anyone or encourage or inspire anybody to make such a big risk? Everybody is afraid to take a risk. And because most times we're getting misled, misguided, cheated, hurt endlessly, it's even more difficult to take a risk, especially if it's life and death risk. So we understand what it ultimately means, and if it's just theoretical, so we'll all just theoretically risk everything. Right? And then nobody risks anything. So that's also useless, isn't it? So on the quote of the day, I read one verse, and it was a very powerful verse. It hit me, and I said, oh, I have to share this with the devotees. As soon as I read that verse, I said, okay, I got the point, Krishna. I have to meet everybody again. So we can read that verse, and then we can discuss it, because it's in line with what we're talking about here. Om Jnana Tamaranda Shakananjana Salakaya Chakshunratamjana Tasma Shri Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this was the Padayatra arrival address in Bhubaneswar, and this was December 28, 1994. And I always, whenever I see the date, I always think, where was I at that point? Was it before I met Gurudev? Everything is based on, where was I, where was Gurudev when he made this statement? So sometimes I say, oh, I was there. So I feel fortunate when I remember that I was there. Maybe I don't remember hearing it, but definitely I was there. And then Gurudev was making such a nice statement that if you develop your Krishna bhakti, then all of your work, all of your obligations are finished. You will have no more obligations. But how many have faith in that statement? And of course that will be tested. Anybody can say, yes, now we have no obligation, only Krishna. But how many have faith in that statement? Many say it from their lips, but in their heart, they have no faith. That's theoretical. Right? From the lips they're saying, but in the heart they have no faith. And all are engaged in so many other activities and obligations. So this is a question of faith, of Shraddha, Adao Shraddha, Shastriya Shraddha, unlimited or unflinching faith in Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. So this is a very important point, because this is the goal, is how to develop complete Krishna consciousness, how to develop Krishna Prem Bhakti. That's Prayojana Tattva, that's the conclusion. This whole process is to somehow purify and qualify ourselves to develop that faith and knowledge, how to progress on that path of bhakti to reach that goal of complete Krishna consciousness in a mood of loving devotion. And Krishna says, if you'll just surrender to me, then I'll destroy all of your sinful reactions. Krishna says, he's making so many promises and guarantees. Just think about me, Mamana, Baba Mat Bhakto, just become my devotee, just touch Chinu, hear from me. There's no truth superior to me. I'm the controller of all of these energies. I can do and undo. Depend upon me, be conscious of me. Then you'll overcome all of the obstacles, all of the difficulties, challenges in your life. And Krishna says, and if you can't hear from me, you don't put faith in me, you don't put faith in my words and instructions, then you're lost. You'll continue to be lost. So here it's a question of faith. From Adao Shraddha, beginning faith, all the way to Prema, is basically a development of faith. So beginning faith, and then Krishna Prema, complete Krishna consciousness, that is complete faith in Krishna. So all we're doing is we're cultivating our faith at the same time that we're trying to overcome or dissolve whatever doubts, whatever obstacles, whatever challenges that are put before us. So we're purifying and overcoming all the doubts and all the obstacles, trying to cultivate faith at the same time. So Krishna is telling that if you just surrender unto me, like watering the root of the tree, right? If you water the root of the tree, then the branches, the twigs, the leaves, the fruits, the flowers, everything else is automatically done. And this is also a description of what is real faith, that just by surrendering to Krishna, then all your work, all your activities, all of your obligations to your family, to the demigods, to the forefathers, to your neighborhood, your community, your country, whatever obligation is there, ordinarily, once you surrender unto Krishna, you're no longer obliged. We're talking about that everyone's under so much fear that, if I don't surrender and please my family, my parents, or my wife, son, daughter, right? Then I'll be the cause of their suffering condition, and then I'll get a reaction, some punishment because I'm not properly doing my dharma. You see, and if we're not doing all of these rituals, then that means the demigods will be upset with us and our family. They may curse us. So out of fear and anxiety, people are doing rituals even though it's not based on loving devotion. And mostly it's based on keeping up our material position in the material world. And then the neighborhood, right? What will the neighbors think? What will our relatives think? What will the community or the nation think? What about if we don't do these yagas and rituals? What about our forefathers? Then they'll go to hell. That means we didn't even try to really help them. Right? So we're also being negligent. So we have so many of these obligations and thoughts and plans how to somehow or other pacify and satisfy all of these other personalities, past, present, and the future. And how do you meet all of those demands and expectations and obligations? And then if you don't do like that, then that means you're being irreligious, you're being irresponsible, right? You're going to bring some type of bad name to yourself, to your family. Then you'll bring down the esteem of your family, right? So we're thinking about all of this thing is all distracting us. And Krishna is saying, if you'll just surrender unto me, you don't have to worry about any of those other things. So we're saying it, but we don't have faith in it. So we're just saying from the lips, yes, we just surrender to Krishna, we're free from all other obligations. And then the whole thinking is, who am I obligated to? Who do I have to serve and try to please and satisfy and worship, right? To keep all of that obligations and expectations and demands of our family, our friend, our community, our nation, that is putting on top of us. So it's the ultimate freedom if one will just accept Krishna's offer and guarantee that if you just surrender unto me, you are no longer obliged. What does it mean? You don't have to do or worry about any of that, any of them, and there's no reaction. There's no negative reaction that will come on top of you or your family. In fact, Krishna, he'll solve all of these other things. If we're material consciousness and fearful and have no faith, how much are we solving anything anyway? How peaceful and happy and satisfied is all these people that we're obliged to? How well are we doing in that the business as well? So we're already failing there. So this is an all-inclusive package. You surrender to Krishna, right? Then you're no longer obliged, and by Krishna's mercy, he somehow or other manages these other people. Why? Not even because they deserve it, but just to keep you free so that you can continue to be his devotee. So his helping and protecting us is indirectly actually helping these family members and all these other personalities, just to keep them away from you. Right? When Mataji was saying that, the father was saying, what was it? Ashutosh, that the father was saying that now that you just surrender to Guru and Krishna, right? There's no other
generation will be benefited.
Yeah.
Oh yes, if someone in our family becomes a real devotee, pure devotee, then we as a family and all of the generations and previous generations will all be benefited spiritually by you, right? And then Mataji was saying to the father, well, where did you get that information? He said, I read it in the Bhagavad Gita. So now all of a sudden, father now is reading Bhagavad Gita, saying, don't worry about it. You become devotee. I can get some spiritual benefit. So you see how it also spreads. So then it's like, well, what will my father think? And what will my family think? Right? You have to be strong. Right? Because they have such strong desire to do all of these rituals, right? From the childhood, from their whole life they're doing all of these rituals. This is a heavy duty attachment. And because it's so based on fear, that if now you stop doing it, after so many decades of doing it, something bad is going to happen. To us, to our family, to the grandkids, some type of inauspiciousness or some type of heavy punishment or reaction will come to us. So they're just keeping it up because Maya has them gripped with some type of fear and anxiety that if my life is going reasonably well by doing these rituals, and if I have any blessing, you're giving credit to those rituals. Well, what happens if I don't do those rituals? Then will I lose everything that I already got? And will some type of inauspiciousness come on top of me and cause some type of suffering and pain for my family, for the loved ones, right? So they're just doing. So why are we not convincing them that it's not required? Why don't you have faith in Krishna? All these demigods, every soul, everybody is under Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality. He's the controller. All the demigods are worshipped. They're also saying we're das of Krishna. We're servants of Krishna. Sometimes they're envious, so they're trying to compete with Krishna. But Krishna slaps them down and gets them back in order because they get carried away. Right? When you get a lot of power, position, you get carried away. Like Indra. So Krishna comes and just purifies him, humbles him, puts him back in the right consciousness. Yes, I'm just the das, anu das. So why are we allowing our family members to be fearfully attached and involved in rituals which are basically meant for some type of material protection or some type of material advancement? Why are we not preaching to them? Right? Because we don't have enough strength and faith, right? And maybe they'll be offended. Maybe they'll say, well, that's your faith, that's not our faith, right? But if we're also shaky, and we're also like, is this really sure? That's why Krishna says to Arjuna, declare it boldly, Arjuna, that my devotees never perish. And I'm the supreme protector of my devotees. Now it's said that sometimes Krishna, he tells a little bit of lies, also to protect his devotees, and also sometimes to cheat, like we saw how this demon, what's his name? Vrikasura, right? How Krishna come and just cheated that Vrikasura, right? So he's telling some lie. So everybody knows sometimes it looks like Krishna telling some lie, but my devotee, he'll not tell any lie. So you declare it boldly, Arjuna, my devotee never perishes. So we're saying it from the lips, but we don't have faith in it. We're still fearful. We're still doubting. We're still hesitating. We're still not sure. We're still attached. We're still feeling obligated to trying to somehow or other please all of these people, because otherwise we'll be the cause of their suffering condition. You see, so we're saying it, yes, we're not the body, we're all eternal servants of Krishna. If you just surrender to Krishna, then all of your obligations are finished. And as soon as we say that and hear that, then we go out and say, okay, who am I obliged to today? Who do I have to call? Where do I have to go? Where do I have to travel? How do I have to send them some money? How do I have to send the wife for the rituals, right? So we're just saying from the lip, but we don't have faith in it. That's why Gurudev said if it's theoretical, it will not work. Gurudev is saying, even if it has a tinge of doubt. I remember the first time I heard this in Bhubaneswar. Gurudev said, even if you have a tinge of doubt, it will not work. And I said, a tinge of doubt? Before I had so many doubts. Right now I have like a couple things. And Guru said, no. If you have tinge of doubt, it will not work. So it's not working. Even some devotee came to me and said, I tried to surrender, but it's not working. Why is it not working? Doubts. Listening to a stupid mind. And because of this attachment on this bodily platform to all of our bodily relations, where we feel somehow or other obliged. Well, I took care of you as a baby, and we took you to the hospital, and we took you for shopping for your school clothes, and when you were sick, we were nursing you and taking care of you. Then we paid for your education. We went into debt, and father, mother had to get extra job. We had to work so hard so that you can get this education. And they remind you all the time. This is like, it's worse than the government sometimes. Just to keep it fresh in your mind of what is your obligation. So we're just saying theoretically, but we don't have faith. That's why I said unless it's real faith that comes from Krishna, right? From Guru Sadhu Shastra, we cannot pass all of this thing. We'll still be distracted. We'll still be thinking and worrying about all of the obligations to the family, the friends, the company, the nation. We're duty bound. That's our dharma, right? Move over a little this way, Ashutosh. Yeah. Sanatan's listening for a change, so I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that connection. If he's behind you and he can't see, he could fall asleep. So I got my eye on him, so he won't fall asleep. So it's a question of faith. right? And it's interesting because complete, unflinching faith that when you fully surrender to Krishna, there's no more obligation, right? And Gurudev is calling that Adao Shraddha. Right? And then if you're not really doing that, right, then you have no faith. Right? So we say Adao Shraddha, oh yes, Krishna is God, we're devotee of God, and oh, now I have a guru, and now I'm doing sadhu sangha, and he gave me some seva, and I'm doing seva, right? We are assuming way too much because we don't understand the actual tattva. So if we're just like flying through all of these steps, and you have a theoretical understanding of what are those steps and what achievements you can expect as you're meeting those requirements in those steps, then we're going to overestimate what we think we should be achieving and developing, and what reciprocation we should be getting. We're getting theoretical results based on our theoretical practice. If it's real, there's no theoretical results. So if it's all just theoretical results or no results, then what is the quality and the understanding of the execution of our faith, the cultivation of our faith through this process? And because we're so sincere and we're so surrendered and we love Krishna, so it's not us. And that's why it's not real faith. Gurudev said you're just saying from the lips. What do you mean it's not real faith? Okay, we'll judge by the result. If you feel so distracted and obliged and trying to please all of these other personalities in your life, that's the proof that you have no faith. That's the proof that we're not solely concerned with, am I pleasing Krishna? Am I pleasing Guru and Krishna? That should be our only concern. So, is that our only concern? No, we want to be pleased, we want to be satisfied. Selfishness, extended selfishness for ourselves and our family, our friends, our community. Right? Where's the bhakti? Where's the faith? It's not there. That means it's just a theoretical understanding of it. So that's why we're not actually progressing. You see, Prabhupada said you judge by the results. So if we're not getting the results that we think we should be getting, that means something's wrong. Well, what's wrong is that we have a theoretical understanding only. We haven't cultivated real faith. And why are we not receiving real faith is because we cannot hear Krishna, and we cannot hear Krishna manifesting through the Shastra, manifesting through the Guru. We have a hearing problem. So what are we hearing? Oh, mommy, daddy, grandpa, this, that, whatever your obligations and attachments are, wherever your love and affection, your mind is at in the material world, that's what you're thinking about. That's who we're trying to depend on, or who we think are depending on us. So we are seriously distracted by this false ego, material, bodily platform. And because of that, Krishna says, you can't hear me. And because you cannot hear Krishna inside, you can't hear him through the Guru, you can't hear him through the Shastra, Guru Sadhu Shastra. And Krishna says, you're lost. Because of your false ego, you can't hear me, you're lost. So if we're lost, do we even know we're lost? No, I'm devotee, I'm here, I'm surrendering, But the results are not saying so. Our lack of faith is not saying so. If we can hear Krishna, Krishna is the source of all intelligence and faith. So where would there be theoretical or artificial or sentimental. It would be real faith. But because we can't hear Krishna, we can't put faith. We can't take a risk. Prabhupada says everybody trying to survive, everybody trying to stay alive. Right? Everyone's afraid of dying. Everyone trying to keep their family, everyone alive. We all need to stay alive so we can enjoy. So everybody is in this type of fear and anxiety. They're gripped by it. No one's prepared to die. We're doing everything in our power to avoid it. So the greatest fear, right, Prabhupada says, Krishna says, the greatest fear is death. Right? The death, our own dying and death, and the death and dying of the people that we're most attached to. And because of that fear and anxiety, we feel obliged to somehow or other keep everybody alive. I don't want to be the cause. I don't want to give them a heart attack. I don't want to be the cause of the... Isn't it funny when the son or daughter trying to be devotee, how many medical conditions the parents are having, like simultaneously? Yes, grandpa just died last night. Mom is going in the hospital now. She just had a heart attack yesterday. I never heard so many medical emergencies that are exactly lining up the time that the son or daughter is trying to fully surrender to Krishna. Isn't that amazing? Wouldn't you think they would be the most healthy ever? So these are all different tricks by Maya to stir up your emotions. You see, when the regime, right, I say the family is part of the regime. The Maya regime. It's a cabal. It's a regime. So to get everybody motivated, you have to stir up their emotions. So picture this, your grandfather is laying on the ground right now. They're slicing off his toe. Right, they give you the graphic details. Right, so you can really picture how much your family members are suffering right now. Right, and then they get the media, the other family members. They're like the mainstream media, right? Do you know what's happening to your mother and your father right now? While you're in that holy place, talking about God. Do you understand how much they're suffering because of what you're doing to our family? Do you realize the threat you are to our Sanskrit? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say that. Sometimes they go off script. They say like the real thing. Sometimes it's like slips out. Right, so then all of a sudden the cousins start calling, like everybody start calling, right? Then you have the police. He's got the police station calling us at the temple. This man is wondering where is his son. He was reported being held hostage. The police are coming with guns thinking we got the guy like held hostage here, you know? So it's a whole regime. Maya's got a regime to keep everybody entrapped. And then when you even think to get out of that, oh my God, boom, they unleash, like the CIA, all of their assets. They'll do everything. False flag attacks, nuclear weapons, people die, just to keep us controlled, you see? And so, just saying theoretically, well, we're surrendered to Krishna, and Krishna says we have no obligations there. Then why can you not sleep at night? Because you're in complete anxiety about these people, that they're going to be suffering, they're going to die, you'll be the cause of it. What happens if they kill themselves? What happens if they take me out of the will and I don't get any property and no bank account and no money? What if they just shut me off? So we're also cheating. Yes, yes, I love you. Yes, 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 daddy. Yes, 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 mommy. And then we're just saying, I hope they don't cut me out. Right? And then the other brothers, sisters say, oh, just cut them out. You know, they left our family. They are traitors. So we need a bigger percentage now. It went from cut 4 ways, now it's cut 3 ways. Because we love you, mommy, daddy. We love you. It's all based on love. The whole thing's a scam. And everybody just affecting our emotions, right? That's why you see all these militaries, right? They're all holding up some dead babies and, you know, burnt babies, and right? Because they're just trying to say, you see how the enemy is doing to our people, to our families. They had one young girl in a Muslim country getting bombed, and then she's saying, you know, she's like maybe 5, 6 years old, and she's saying, you see, I used to be beautiful, and now because of this war, now just see, I've lost my beauty. And it's like, oh, poor baby. That 5, 6 year old, it's not that this is horrible that this is going on, but what's more horrible is how the people who are causing it to go on are just holding up these babies to justify their killing. And you have both sides, all sides, everyone's holding up these babies. Maybe it's the same baby, I don't even know. Could be. Could all be a Hollywood production at this point in the game, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's like that, right? In this Ukrainian war, right? Yes, Russia has bombed this maternity hospital where they're giving birth, and meanwhile they have like troops in the basement, you know, firing rockets from the upstairs windows, right? And then they have like some lady holding a baby, like running across the field with some blood, and it's like, oh, right? And then there's like 2 guys, like they're cooking on the barbecue, you know? And they're just like, you know, it's like, and then it turns out, and then they have like, later on they have like some truck, and then like they're handing out some bread, you know, and then the lady is like taking the bread, and it's like, hey, that's the same lady who was carrying the baby. So they're using actors, literally, they're using actors, actresses to make this whole propaganda. Honest to God. Why? Because they know everyone's on emotional platform. Bodily platform, emotional platform, fearful platform. And now they're playing, everybody is afraid to die. They want to protect their family. Right? Recently they were dropping some goods into the center of some military zone. And then the men are protecting the women and the children, so they're running out to get the supplies, and then other places just shooting all of the men? Or they're dropping from the airplane, from the helicopter, all of the goods, and it's like the humanitarian aid like killed 6 people because the packages like hit them and killed them. It's like, this is all going on. So you cannot trust anything that is going on. And when these people are exposed, whatever they say, you should take it 180 degrees the opposite way. Seriously. So whatever mainstream media, which is the propaganda arm of the intelligence agency, whatever they say, just do and think exactly opposite of that, and you'll be closer to the truth than before. So we are living in a big psyop, a psychological operation, which is controlled by Maya, and she's just using family, education, institute, governments, media, social media, and we're just being bombarded by the psychological operation of Maya directly through the media, social media, through the educated masses of the people who are brainwashed in the educational institutions. So we're all controlled by all of this psychological operations on this bodily, mental, false ego, emotional platform, which is rooted in fear and anxiety. So they always have to make it, it's a nuclear war coming. Don't worry, the government will save you. Now we can do whatever we want, tell you whatever we want, control you however we want, because we're here to protect you. We're here to save you. So material life and material relations and family life, this is all just another extension of the same psychological operation by the regime, by the Maya regime, in order to keep everybody in control by using emotion and fear of death and fear of death of loved ones as a way to manipulate and control and oblige us to be distracted and involved in all of these other type of engagement. And because it's so powerful promotion and propaganda from every single side, government, family, education, media, social media, even the corporations, the woke corporations, right? We're getting bombarded in this propaganda war. So to overcome that and not to be affected by that and not to feel obliged or controlled by any of that, we need intelligence and faith and strength from Krishna. And that's the only way to tolerate and to overcome all of that propaganda and control and manipulation, which is all being orchestrated by Maya in the material world. Any points or questions? Yes? Even they're bombing, right, their own country, their own people, right? And they're saying, oh, the Russians did that, right? And then you look at the bomb and it's like made in the Ukraine. They're so foolish. Right? But they get the maximum effect because it's broadcasted by every media company. And even though it's a lie, everyone's reacting emotionally to it, right? So they already got their effect. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not true. Then later on you find out, oh, it's not true, but it's too late. Everyone's already reacted, overwhelmingly accepted it as true and done the next step. No.
Шрила Гурудев, до тех пор, пока у нас сейчас нет непоколебимой веры, да, Ушрадхи, можем ли мы иметь какие-либо отношения с Кришной Параматмой, до тех пор, пока процесс мы еще не очищены?
How's our Russian devotees doing back there? You doing all right?
So the question is, until we develop this unflinching faith, Adau Shraddha, can we have any relationship with the super soul or Krishna in the heart?
No. Impossible. All that faith is coming from the super soul. So if you don't have that faith, then Krishna didn't give you that faith, you cannot hear Krishna to give you such faith, then why else will you accept anything that's coming from the super soul? Wouldn't the first thing be that he gives you unflinching faith? Because then even if he tells you something and you don't have unflinching faith, you won't even know that's from Krishna anyway. You need faith, right? So Krishna has to give you faith, then you'll listen to Krishna. Otherwise, what we're doing is we're speculating, and Maya is telling this is what you need to be peaceful and happy and satisfied. Right? And when some circumstance, situation comes that's consistent with that message from Maya, we say, oh, this must be Krishna's arrangement. I feel it in my heart. And it's just constantly. Many times, you won't believe how many times devotees say, this thought is coming to me so many times that I'm completely convinced this is coming from Krishna. And I say, well, what makes you completely convinced that that's coming from Krishna? And they say, because it's coming to me so many times, I can't stop thinking about it. And when I really think about it, I feel it in my heart. So my emotions are affected and my mind is disturbed. So that's why I'm thinking this cannot happen unless Krishna is behind it. You won't believe how many people tell me that. You would be shocked how many people. And if you're not telling me that, you're thinking that. And that's why the Guru is always trying to undermine your faith and your confidence in yourself, in your stupid mind, in your feelings, in your emotions, in your projections, and all of your plans. He's always just throwing wrenches, screws, bolts, anything. And it's like, it's not working. Because the Guru is trying to protect you from Maya. It's all coming from Maya. So without unflinching faith in Krishna and Guru and their instruction, then it's all, the rest of it's Maya. So you're jumping, I feel it in my heart, it keeps coming to me, you're jumping that yes, this is what Krishna wants you to do, and Krishna's telling you through the Guru what to do, and you're like, I don't know. I don't know. Now I'm doubting that. That means you're trusting your mind and your emotions more than Krishna and Guru Sarvashastra. That's the proof. And if you get an instruction which is close to how you want to enjoy and be pious, then okay, let's take it. If we're told to do something which is opposite of your nature, or not at all part of your thinking or your plan, in fact, you'll think it's an obstacle to your thinking and your plan, then you'll be like, oh, I don't know that this came from Krishna. Now I'm doubting it. That means no faith. The only way to overcome those doubts is if Krishna gives us intelligence and faith. But if we're too busy trying to justify our intelligence and ability to understand and to calculate everything, and then we're not asking Krishna. Many devotees, they get all messed up. I said, well, did you ask Krishna? And they look at me like, that's such a strange question. It's almost like it breaks their meditation. Like, wow, I never factored that question or the answer to that question into my thoughts and plans. That creates a bit of a problem now. Now we're trying to how do we dovetail that absolute instruction into our Maya plan? How can I somehow or other screw out some kind of a meaning which I can somehow justify in my plan that I'm getting from Maya to make it somehow acceptable? We're doing backwards. We should understand what is absolute, and then see what can be purified and adjusted or rectified or discarded. It's not at all an option. Doesn't at all fit with Guru and Krishna's plan. If something's not an option, why are you thinking about it? Why are you planning for it? Why you let your mind build a contingency plan? Just in case this doesn't work out. That's why even a tinge of doubt means you're listening to Maya instead of trusting Krishna and trusting Guru. You're like, yeah, but hesitating, doubting. That means we're trusting Maya more than Guru and Krishna and their instruction. We're thinking that we know better what we need to do in our present situation, in our condition, with our family, with our situation, right? We think we know better. And we always ask the question, well, how have we done up to this point? If you take the whole rest of your life previous of meeting bona fide Guru, how much of that was accurate and true and beneficial and successful? That means the whole thing was faulty. So now we're gonna just keep doing the same process and not ask Krishna and not ask the Guru and not get absolute faith and intelligence from Guru and Krishna, Guru Sadhu Shastra? Then we're foolish. That's why Prabhupada said, the people are so stupid, so foolish, so dull. When you ask, did you ask Krishna what he wants you to do? They're like, that's a fantastic question. They're almost like, wow. Yeah, I never thought about that. That's why I say when they do all this nonsense in ISKCON, and then you say, Prabhupada, we're gonna, after Mangalarti, we're gonna stop chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and we're gonna have co-ed Hatha Yoga classes in the temple room instead. What do you think Prabhupada's gonna say? Think about it. If you really, everyone's like, we're Prabhupada's man. It's like if you say it strong enough that somehow makes you Prabhupada's man. Right? We're Prabhupada's man. Well, why are you doing Hatha Yoga with these ladies in the temple room during japa period? Just a small question. Just a small question. And why you're charging the devotees for that financially? Just another question. I'm just asking questions. It's our duty to ask questions. It's your duty to destroy my dog. Nobody asking. Right? What will Prabhupada say? What will Krishna say? What did Guru Sadhu Shastra say about all of this thing? Prabhupada saying you're going to the Africans, you're going to the tribal people. Right? You're not concocting some new way of enlightenment and education. You're just giving them the process of Krishna consciousness based on chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, hearing about Krishna, and taking Krishna Prasadam. That's the treatment program. Regardless of whether you have good birth or bad birth, educated, not educated, rich or poor, man or lady, this or that. The science, the prescription is given by the Lord Himself. He establishes the Yuga Dharma. And a disciple, parampara, disciplic succession, they're saying the same thing. They're not coming and saying, well, I know Krishna says like this, and Mahaprabhu says like this as the Yuga Avatar, but I've decided you people can't do that. They're not qualified to say. So I was thinking last night, and some thought came to me, I don't know, but I feel it in my heart, and it keeps like almost haunting me. So I'm thinking this must come from the Super Soul. Now you're basically dividing the Super Soul from Mahaprabhu and Krishna and the disciplic succession. You've just created your own Super Soul. Right? And then you peel off the mask of your Super Soul, and it's just Maya smiling at you. Haha, cheated you again. You got fooled again. You're so stupid. You're still falling for all of this nonsense. You're still listening to it. So how many times does this have to happen before we just accept the absolute truth from Krishna, Krishna Parampara, disciplic succession, Guru Sadhu and Shastra? When do we make that the centerpiece of our intelligence and faith? Prabhupada said that's the only thing to be heard. But when we're not hearing this, what else are we hearing? It's all nonsense. It's all Maya. Well, I was thinking, when I heard that instruction, I became very disturbed. And because I became very disturbed, I was thinking maybe this is not coming from Krishna. Maybe you were disturbed because your plan has changed drastically. Like it's gone, changed. That'll disturb you. That'll be a little wrinkle in your plan, right? Adam was trying to skillfully avoid going to Nepal yesterday. Very clever. Trying to escape. Didn't want to surrender. They don't know, whenever they're building their case, Krishna's just telling me, this guy's trying, he doesn't want to surrender. So you can say all you want. It can all sound logical, practical, you know, sound good to you, sound good to everybody you told your plan to, but you cannot fool the Guru and Krishna. Because the Guru is literally listening and praying to Krishna, Krishna, is this coming from you? If you're saying something, the Guru is saying, is this coming from Krishna inspiring them? So you can't just say no. So while he's telling his whole plan, I'm like, well, logical point of view, practical point of view. I understand where you're coming from. And then I said, Krishna, what do you think about this plan? And he said, skillfully avoiding the fights. That's the only thing that came into my mind. And I was feeling it in my heart at the same time. So you're thinking and feeling in your heart, and I'm thinking and feeling in my heart, and it's completely opposite. Houston, we got a problem. Right? Somebody's got to be wrong, right? And then he's like trying to say, then they start battling with me, right? It's like a negotiation, And I just basically, a lot of times I just say, look, Krishna already convinced me, don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. There's literally nothing else you could possibly say that will change my opinion. My understanding, not opinion, right? So if we're supposed to hear Krishna everywhere, then when somebody's saying something, doing something, you say, why Krishna is allowing this? Why Krishna is doing like this? Maybe Krishna is saying something. You cannot just dismiss it. So the Guru is doing the same thing. Krishna, is this coming from you? Is this your arrangement? Is this what you want? Is this best thing? Doesn't matter to the Guru. That's up to Krishna, whether it's this or that, here or there, married, not married, this business, that business. That's not up to the Guru. That's up to Krishna. The Guru only wants to know, Krishna, what is your intention? What's the best way to help this person? With all the reality of their situation and condition, what's the best possible thing they could do right now? And that's the only instruction you can expect. And then what you need in the future as conditions change, then that will be adjusted in the future as well. But we don't have faith in it. That's the problem. And because we have faith in ourselves, and what we're calling ourself is not the soul, it's a stupid mind controlled by Maya. You think your mind is yourself? Well, I was telling myself, no, your mind was telling you, the soul. That means mind is separate from the soul. Who's controlling your mind? Where the thought came from? Where the plan came from? How and where was your emotional state affected from? What was the basis of that? Because we're so sentimental, emotional, not so sharp, to say it nicely. Which is that other word? Oh, dull. Oh, dull. I was trying to be nice, saying not so sharp. Well, not so sharp means it's dull. And of course, pride, because we're so intelligent, we're so wise, we're all smart asses. And then you bring the smart-ass mentality with the sentimentality of your emotions. Oh, deadly combination. Deadly combination. I was thinking, and I felt it in my heart, and that's why I killed myself. That's why I committed spiritual suicide. That's why I rejected Krishna, Guru Krishna's instruction. That's why I don't want to surrender. That's why I'm not getting any mercy. But in our mind, no, we're doing everything. We're killing ourselves. We've given everything. It's not our fault, right? It's the Guru's fault. What's his problem? Maybe the problem is him. Maybe Krishna is not Bhagavan. Maybe this whole thing is just a psyop. Maybe the psyop is the reality. You can get cuckoo over this type of thing. Then you have people that say, if everything's a psyop, that means there's nothing is true. So the psyop is the truth. So we're all just meant to stay in this state of complete ignorance and bliss. You know, before I met this Maharaj, I was actually very happy. Yeah, I was happy. I was riding my motorcycle. I won't go further than that. He thinks she's like in a Hollywood movie, you know, going up the road. Harley. Gotta be a Harley. But in India, what is that one in India? What is it?
Royal Enfield.
Oh, Royal. Of course, Royal. Live and let live. Just the cool, polluted air going through my hair. You don't like that story, do you? Yeah, he cut off all of his curly hair, right? Now he's like, he has no idea who he is. Rico, right? He was his hair, right? Then when he shaved it off, he was like, Mahaprabhu, I don't even know who I am. Right? I don't even know who I am. You see what a troublemaker I am the longer I go? This was supposed to be like a 30-minute discussion, but I get carried away, you know what I mean? Because I'm very, how do you say? I think this is a very important topic. I'm very enthusiastic about understanding this and trying to share that understanding and that enthusiasm in understanding it. Otherwise, we're in so caught up, we don't even know what's happening. That's why he was asking, right? Wasn't Sanatan? Goswami, like I don't even understand like what condition I'm in that I find myself in. If you don't even know what position or condition you're in, then why talk about a path or a solution? So all of it needs to be understood. And without Guru Krishna's mercy and blessing and spiritual intelligence and faith, how are we going to understand any of it? And instead of hearing from those who would explain it to us, we're sitting there, look, I'm just trying to figure it out. I was thinking. We're just lost in our own head. Do you feel lost in your own head sometimes? Do you find it boring yet? It's like listening to the same record over and over and over and over again, right? Some sound, some song you like, right? Then you hear it like 100 times, 1,000 times. By the end, you're like, It's like if I ever hear that song again, it's all boring. Do you find it fresh and invigorating and inspiring, enlightening, liberating? Or is it just same old, stinking thinking? This is just what to do. And you tell devotees, say, especially in India, they'll say, no, it's not like that. No, it's exactly like that. What do you mean it's not like that? It's like you come up with some catchphrase, like when you basically want to switch off hearing from that person, you just say, it's not like that. Then, okay, then what is it like? Let's hear your rendition. Let's see how intelligent and wise and deep is your understanding. Because obviously you're rejecting this understanding. How many times I ask people, well, what's your plan? Guru Krishna, they're offering us a plan, right? You're rejecting, you want to reject it, you think you know better. Okay, what's your plan? What's your plan for success? And when has your plan ever worked? What confidence should you have in your plan? Has it ever worked? Adam? Pasha? Has your plan ever worked? Misha! Come on! He's a big plan maker. He has a PhD in speculation and plan making. And then he gets his mother involved in it. She just wants to preach, and she gets caught up in his the matrix because of the bodily relation, right? So Krishna had to get him married. Sometimes it happens like that. Yeah. Just like cowherd lady, right? Her daughter, older daughter, she's going to get married also. Yeah, she's going to get married. Older one, not younger one. The younger girl's like, what? I'm too young. Not according to Vedic standard. Be careful, be careful. Yeah, why don't we get the older daughter married? Then she can just be with the husband and be separate from the mother. Because the mother's her own matrix. So we have to liberate the daughters one at a time. This is a special military operation. This is Gurudev doing a special military operation. Or medical, either way. Separating DNA, separating the mind meld. Oh, we are two people? We are not three people? Wow, there's individuality? Because the mother's acting like the super soul. And if you peel off the mask, it's just Maya. So the children have had it up to here. Every day the young girl's saying, what's my age today? How many days am I 15 years old? It's like somebody in the prison, right? And they're just saying, okay, which date am I going to get out of this prison, you know? Right? They say, okay, on this day you're going to get free from the prison. Every day they're like, oh my God. It's like, and then the clock is like tick, tick. It like goes so slow. Yes, this is a special medical and military operation going on here in order to liberate the soul. Right? Yeah. She had so many questions. She don't understand what to do. So Guru Krishna helping her, helping the whole family all at the same time. Then Mataji can peel potatoes with pitamba. For the rest of her life? It's perfect. It's perfect. That's a perfect instruction. Think about it. Think about it. Is that not perfect instruction? Right? And then Pitambai has such a shisha. That's why he's appreciating me more. Really. He's like, now I understand a little bit what Gurudev is going through. I'm just trying to get this person to peel a potato, and it's like I need a ISKCON psychologist. You know? Perfect, isn't it perfect? Think about it. Think about it. How do you say Krishna's not controlling everything? How do you say Krishna not answering all your questions? It may not be what you want to hear. That's a whole nother story. But he'll answer your question. Absolutely. But are we prepared to hear it? Are we prepared to accept it? Are we going to grumble and complain now? Now the test is there. Because our faith has to be tested. Otherwise, we think we have so much faith. We're so surrendered. We're so sincere. We're so serious. That has to be tested. Maya is testing us. Krishna is testing using Maya. That's why everything is built into the instructions. General and specific instruction. I've told Mataji hundreds of times, general specific instruction, and all she does is write me and say, can you just tell me what are my instructions? So after 100 of these emails, I said, I've already told you repeatedly, what are your general and specific instructions? Don't bother me anymore. Don't disturb me anymore. Do those seva, follow those instructions, that's where you'll get mercy. Bas! There's nothing left to say to you. You don't have faith, you're not accepting, you're grumbling and complaining. You cannot get mercy. Do I have your attention now? Dhamma's like, whoa, what's happening here? What kind of guru you want? Oh. I cannot. We're making the sacrifice of compassion and love. And devotee care. They should call it devotee don't care. Unless you're with them, unless you join their cult, which is another matrix. That's a psyop, boy. Yes, you need to see that every soul, even the Mayavadis and the Babajis, they're also spirit souls. Okay, go preach to the lions and the tigers and the bears then. They're also spirit souls. He's calculating, when will my hair grow back? Rico. Right? Enrico, I'm sorry. Enrico. It's like, okay, when am I going back to Italy? And every day he's like massaging his head, and he's putting some Indian oil in there, trying to get the maximum growth possible. He can't be seen like this. They won't even recognize him. Right? When he cut off all his hair, I don't even know who that guy is. Seriously, who's the new devotee? I had to look like 3 times. Oh, that's Enrico. I knew his hair better than him. There was just me reciprocating with his hair. And he cut off the hair. I was like, we got to reestablish a relationship. I don't even know who you are right now. Pleased to meet you, you know? This always happens. Please excuse me. I have to little move now because we have to head towards Calcutta in a little while. But I'm so happy I got a last chance to speak about Enrico's hair and the cowherd ladies, potato peeling, destiny. That will make her so humble. Right? You just keep peeling potatoes. Endlessly. Like forever. And then when you go to the spiritual world, guess what the first service will be? Oh, baby. Have we got a service for you? And she said, anything but peeling potatoes. And then they give her the peeler, right? So the process becomes the conclusion. The perfection of potato peeling. Now you do it on Prema platform. So you go from Karma platform, the Jnana platform will be very quick, it's just potato. And then the perfection of your potato peeling will be Krishna Prema. Then you can go back and peel potatoes. But the blessing there is every day will seem better and better and better. So it's a much better opportunity for you there. So thank you, everybody. I very much appreciate it. Hare Krishna. Yes? You want to peel potatoes?
Let it happen.
Let it be. It must happen. And then she's like, well, I had a different question. My question was a little different. It's like Lord Shiva giving a benediction. Even if it's a mistake, it was perfect. Hare Krishna. Taibo. Don't worry, I'm just...
I just want to thank you first. Like I was really praying, and in morning at the
You were
time,
in mourning?
like,
Is she saying she was in mourning? Of leaving her family?
so morning after the Bhagavatam class at Shevashram, I just prayed to Jagannath. Like I really wanted to ask you something, but I didn't get the time. So after just I came and I saw the message just 2 minutes ago. The message popped up like there is a class. So I really felt happy, and I felt like Krishna has listened to me. So it's just small question. Like I was thinking this thing like what my name will be, like the name.
You're thinking what?
What my name will be. Like,
Your name?
Just jump.
Radha Krishna-katha. Everybody's Dasi, right? So first be nice servant, right? So everybody's Bhakta, Bhaktin, right? Das, Dasi. Then eventually. So you're going to Nepal, right?
Yes, Gurudev, thank you
Very
for that
good.
also. And I was really happy. And before coming from Bangalore, I was just prayed to my to Krishna, wherever Gurudev will send, I will just go. I was praying in that way.
Avoid Assam.
Yes, I just wanted to get rid
You're
of
in
some
Bangalore right now. Wherever you're traveling in the three worlds, you're in Bangalore, according to your family's understanding.
Yes, Gurudev.
Right?
Yes. And before leaving, I always wanted
And then
to...
you can help Mother Elena,
Yes.
Mother
always-
Anika, right?
Yeah, they are very nice, Gurudev. Like all the Matajis, I'm staying here in Krishna-katha, they really help me.
That's good.
And I got one Gopal, like so it was in 22. So with that Gopal, I got some relationship, but because of my mother, I used to hide that Gopal, and I used to pray to him like wherever like you want me to go.
Gopal is very kind, very kind. He's like, okay, I'll hide. He like put him in the box under some blanket, and Gopal's like, all right, I understand. I'll temporarily hide. I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want to be the cause of that. So now Gopal could come out of the box, right? And now you can never hide him again,
Never, Gurudev, never.
right? And then now he's also liberated. This is the movement, Liberate Gopal. And his devotees. Then everybody would be happy, right?
Yes, Gurudev, I just prayed to Gopal like in this way. You find me a home where we both can live, and we don't
He's
have to
asking
hide.
you, find me a home. I don't want to hide anymore. I need a more suitable situation. I'm just a small kid, you know. You gotta find me a home. How are you asking little Gopal, you know, get me a house? It's like Mother just showed her, like, breastfeeding Gopal and say, hey, I need a house, you know? I heard you were, you know, the cause of all causes. Everything's emanating from you. So looks like you both helped each other to get a different house.
Yes, Gurudev.
Looks like it was a team effort,
Yes, Gurudev.
right?
Really.
That's good.
And also I was like, I was reading Gaur Govinda Maharaj's books, and I'm some kind of attachment there, like in Prabhupada's book or Bhagavad Gita, everything. So you asked me to chant and be happy. So can I continue reading books also with
Of course, otherwise how are you going to be chanting, be happy?
Yes, Gurudev.
Without the mercy of acharyas, Vaishnava acharyas, how you'll have faith in order to chant in a way that you can be happy. You have to keep it all going. That's all food for the soul. And it will remind us what we're hearing from our Guru Dad. It's the same information. Understand? Does he have a question? What's his question? All right?
He wanted to know how many rounds he should chant on a daily basis.
108. Wow, is that too much? Did I give him too much? I'm just little playing with you, you know? Your father will help you. He'll help you. You start with 4. Yeah, 4 is a good start. Huh? How many do you think?
Whatever you say.
What did you say?
They start 4 days because he's not reaching that.
Not reaching that yet.
Huh?
He's not reaching that much yet.
How much is he reaching now?
2.
2. So let's double it. Let's go to 4. That's why I said 4. Right? Let's go to 4. And then from 4 you go to 8. Right? So let's go to 4. And when you come to Mayapur with your family, everybody chanting here, well, most of them, then it'll be easier to chant here. Alright? Then you can be with all of our devotees. You have all big brothers and big sisters. Everybody will take care of you and help you, and it'll be good. It'll be fun. Then I'll see you more. I'll get to see you many more times. If you're in Kolkata, I'm not really going there so much, just to fly out. It's not a place you go for like a holiday, you know? Kolkata. I'll never forget the first time I came to India, I landed in Kolkata. I had to go from the airport, and I was like... Because I had this picture of like the Bhagavatam. And everyone has tilak, and they're all devotees, and they're all just going to the temple. So it was a little bit of a drastic difference, you know. Took me like maybe a couple of years to. So, all right, 4 good. All right, every day, at least 4. If you want to do more, you can do more. All right, but at least 4. Any other question? Is that good? All right.
Shall I ask?
Yeah.
Sri, how was the Vedic education system in that particular country?
This is the educational system. We're giving topmost educational system. If you understand Krishna, you'll understand every other thing. All right? And then whatever Krishna wants to give you for seva, then he'll train you up, qualify you, and give you that seva. Let Krishna say. Right? If you're chanting and praying to Krishna, Krishna will say. And also you have to do one step at a time. Right? It's process. You cannot say, okay, tell me, Gurudev, you know, what's the next 20 years of my life? Right? Give me a play-by-play. And then I do this, and then I do that, then I do this. Right? You have to take one, like when you're walking, right? You put the one foot in front of the other. So if you're accepting Guru Krishna instruction and you're cooperating, walking in that direction, it's one foot in front of another. Then as we're qualifying and purifying and things are becoming revealed and our faith is increasing, our intelligence and abilities are manifesting by the mercy of Guru Krishna, then Krishna will say, okay, now you can do this, now you should do this. When I came to Bhubaneswar, I was also an older person. I had already done many things in my life, and I asked Gurudev, what should I do? He said, just hear Srimad Bhagavatam. And I said, yeah, but, you know, just hear. So I said, okay. At first I was thinking, well, that's only like 2 hours a day. Like, what do I do all the rest of the day? So then I said, if that's the only instruction right now, in the beginning, that's first most important instruction, then let me learn how to do that seva. And if the only time I can associate with Gurudev is in the class, then I should show up in a nice consciousness to participate and cooperate with him in the class. I'm not this devotee going in Gurudev's room and the special meetings and no, Gurudev is just go to the class. So the only time I got to associate with Gurudev was in the class and in the Padiyatra. I saw other God brothers, right? They're going in and out of his office, spending hours in there discussing. I was like a little jealous. I think, I want to do that. You know? And then when I tried to force my way in there, I got booted out. Not exactly booted, but false ego booted. Because that's not the way the Gurudev wants to deal with me. First, here, develop your faith. Get the effects and the benefit of that hearing. Cultivate it. Qualify yourself. It's process of purification, cultivation of faith and knowledge. It takes time. So you cannot say, okay, tell me this. You first get here. Right? And then Krishna will say, okay, well now you're here. Okay, Gurudev told me, I asked him, what's my instruction? He said, come to Bhubaneswar. I didn't say, well, when I come to Bhubaneswar, then what can I expect when I come to Bhubaneswar? I understood, just get to Bhubaneswar, right? And then once I get there, I follow that instruction, then the further instructions will come. Pass the test. Put the faith and pass the test. I don't even know what is Bhubaneswar. I literally looked up the name on the Google. What is Bhubaneswar? Oh, the capital city in Orissa. Oh, okay. I'm going to Bhubaneswar. It wasn't about Bhubaneswar. It was about Gurudev and his connection to Krishna and what I can hear through Gurudev from Krishna to guide the rest of my life. That's what that's all about. And because that was his base, and he was mostly staying there, then I was able to maximize my ability to associate and hear from him. So wherever the spiritual master is generally going and spending most amount of time there, if you have opportunity to be in that place, you have the best opportunity to hear something, to associate with him. Doesn't matter this country, that country, Bhubaneswar, Los Angeles, Moscow, it doesn't matter. Somebody asked me in one interview in Siberia, on the television station, they brought us on there, because they found it very odd this person is coming from America, he's dressing like a devotee, and he's in Siberia, of all places, right? So they were asking me the question, out of all of your travels all over the world, and every place that you saw, every place that you go, what was your favorite place? Right? It's like, what was this, a travel channel or something? You know? So they basically say, where's your favorite place? I said, really, wherever there's like-minded people who are interested in the same topics that I am, and there's some nice, loving relationship there, and a mutual love and affection and respect, wherever that place is, that's my favorite place. It's not, oh, where's the mountain, where's the ocean, where's the forest. This is all just secondary. Where are those devotees? My Gurudev in his diary every night, he would pray to Gopal, please Gopal, just always give me association of like-minded devotees so I can hear and chant about these topics for your pleasure. That was his only desire that he was writing to Gopal. Please just always give me nice association where I can hear and chant together with like-minded devotees. So we just want those kind of devotees. We don't mind helping everybody, no problem. But Prabhupada said you have to find like-minded devotees. So we're just speaking, no compromise, very narrow, very specific, very absolute. So who likes that topic? They'll come to hear more. And those who are like, this is too much, this is too narrow, this is too heavy, this is too demanding, shocking, jolting, disturbing, then they walk out, they go somewhere else. It's not meant for everybody. Right? It's like when you're in a university and you have very high level of study, not everybody's getting in that class. Not everybody wants to be in that class. Not everybody likes to be in that class. So it's not really for everybody. You can water everything down and say, well, I have 30,000 disciples. But you also have 30,000 opinions. You had a question, right? Hari-Krishna. Hi, Bo.
It's a personal question because I have to stay in my country half of the year.
Oh, Denmark, right?
Denmark, yes, Copenhagen. I got this big garden.
A garden?
A garden in the very center of Copenhagen by the ocean and all this. And just before you said,
So they give you money if you keep this garden going?
I paid a lot to get in there, and it's a really, really nice spot to collect people together. Yeah, and I was about to build a house, but then there were some health issues that stopped the process, and now I have been offered to buy this 30 square meter van or circus van or something, and I can't make the decision if
What's the last one?
Circus van or something.
Like a circus van. It's not a real circus van, but a house on wheels, 30 square meter.
Oh, like a motor home.
Yeah, but it can't ride the road actually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like a trailer house, yeah.
Yes, you could say that. And I can't make the decision if I should build a real house to have a place where people can gather, or I should just focus on.
But do you want to stay there?
When I have to stay there half of the year.
Why do you have to stay there?
That's personal. It's it's to get some.
Well, looks like you have to do what you have to do.
But I just don't know if I should spend a lot of resources on building a proper house, or I should take this temporary thing so I can focus more.
That's up to you.
It's up to me.
Yeah, because you've already made up your mind about why you think you have to do X, Y, and Z. So based on that decision of why you think you have to do this, and that means you also then have to take responsibility of everything that's related to that original decision. And then you have to learn by that experience of what that means to maintain your own idea, your own plan, your own decisions, and how to manage the reactions from all of that. That's what you're going to have to see if you're not prepared to just surrender.
If I feel ready in the future to surrender, can I then email you?
Just come and surrender. You don't have to email me. Go get your experience, right? Krishna will show you what you need to see, right? And once you get that experience and see what Krishna wants you to see, then you may be ready to come and surrender to Krishna. And then we'll hopefully be sitting here waiting for you. Then she'll come with like one
White flag.
one tulip, you know, from the garden, you know, and it's like, I have one tulip. That was my results. No house and a broken tulip. So let's see what Krishna does. It'll be very interesting. And we'll be sitting here, get your experience, and anytime you want to come and hear and chant with us, or even surrender to Krishna, then come back. You're always welcome to come. All right? Hare Krishna. Okay, I think I need to move a little bit. Manik, you good? All right. Everybody, thank you very much. Shri Shri Gauranitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gaur Govinda Swami, Srila Gurudev ki, Samaveda Bhakta Binda ki, Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
Shri Gurudev ki.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.